Oh, Kella, no varsity this morning.
No, you want me to call? You want me to ring in?
Well, you've been raving on about something. What's got you going this morning?
Now, look, Sean, I noticed that you like to poo-poo my text quite a bit, and I think that's a bit problematic because I think you're just dismissing a lot of what I say because my political opinions aren't the same as yours.
No, they're not opinions, really. I just think you're a bit brainwashed.
Oh, no, absolutely. Well, I could say that you're...
Well, you used the word problematic, Kella, in the first sentence that you spoke. You said problematic. You know that's a woke snowflake word.
Woke snowflake? No.
Well, what's problematic?
I think that's just... So those terms that you're just using are just easy ways to deflect from what I'm saying.
And what is it that you're saying, Kella?
Woke snowflake. Well,
What?
anything on any issue.
Okay, would you agree, for example, this morning, what have we been talking about, Kella? We've been talking about how Chris Hipkins actually is behind Luxon in preferred Prime Minister because you take 9 points off for incumbency. Would you agree with that, Kella?
No, I wouldn't, because I think what you'll find is the polls are usually quite biased in favour of the right anyway. So you have to take...
See, Kella, bang, stop there. You've got no experience in this. You haven't been doing it for 40 years and you don't know pollsters and political history the way I do. So I can tell you there is most definitely, and it's academically proven, a bias in favour of an incumbent Prime Minister in a public opinion poll. Between 9 and actually 15%.
No, I've read this blog that actually debunks that claim.
Well, you've read a blog, Kella. See, that's your problem. You take your experience of what you read on the internet, where I've lived a life, Kella. 58 years so far, and 40 of them as a journalist, Kella. No, Kella, they aren't. Kella, the way technology's changing and the way we deliver information changes, but the fundamentals of human nature never do.
No, I think that just the times are changing, and I think
time always changes. It is the only thing that constantly changes.
Aren't that impartial.
They aren't that impartial, did you say?
And I think that you'll see that. I mean, take the 2020 election for example. The polls weren't saying that Labor were going to get a majority, were they? They were saying that it wouldn't be.
I'll tell you something, young Kella. I can tell you, I can remember ringing, and he wanted me to write a column about it, but I refused to. I can remember ringing Bomber Bradbury and saying, Labor will win by a majority 6 weeks out from that election. I didn't need the polls to tell me that. You could just see it.
Yeah, well, that's not what the polls in the media were saying, because the polls in the media were skewed towards National, and they're trying to prop National up. And
no, they weren't. They just couldn't. Yeah. But look, what is the point, Kella? Every morning you send me a text that is just like raving in favour of the left, without any real rationale to it or logic.
I'm just providing a smart, unbiased opinion on something.
But you're not, Kella. You are so clearly a wokey.
No. See, there you go. You're using a word to deflect, and I think calling me a wokey just because I care. Just because.
No, wokey isn't about caring. Wokey's about being virtuous, self-serving,
it's
smug.
About being inclusive.
No, it's about being smug.
And it's against fighting against racism and inequality.
Not. Kella, see, we can't even agree on what a word means because you're so woke you can't see it.
Because you've got it wrong. Woke doesn't exist. There's no such thing as woke.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not.
See, you've got cognitive dissonance now. Do you know what cognitive dissonance is?
No, you've got cognitive dissonance.
No, you have, Kella, because you don't understand that woke does exist, and it's a form of derision at people like you.
No, what it is it's a smear word used to tar. It's like when you call Labor socialist or something like that. It's just a word that you use.
What's wrong with a bit of socialism, Kella? Don't be so sensitive.
There's nothing wrong with socialism, actually. There's nothing wrong with it.
It turns into Marxism. That's what's wrong with it.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, Marxism doesn't work, mate. It kills people.
Oh, no, actually, you can't say that because we've never had true Marxism before.
See, there you go again. You're probably a critical race theory person as well, aren't you?
What's wrong with critical race theory?
It's bullshit. That's what's wrong with it.
Is there something wrong with caring about people who are
You don't
oppressed
care,
and our
Kella.
most vulnerable
You
communities.
care about feeling good about
care.
yourself.
No, I care about our most vulnerable communities.
What are our most vulnerable communities? See, what even the communities?
The Māori and Pacifica communities, the LGBTQI plus communities.
Where did you go to school? Where'd you go to primary school,
even the
Kella? How
Asian-
did this
and
happen
even
to
the
you?
Asian communities.
Are your parents like university intellectuals?
My dad.
Your dad's a doctor. That's right.
Well, they're not even. It's not like they're not what you'd call woke because they're Labour voters.
Yeah, that's woke, Kella.
No, that's not woke. That's not woke.
Yeah, how old are you, Kella?
20.
20. Yeah, you see, there's a fair bit of water to go under the bridge yet, isn't there?
Did you go to university, Sean?
No, I didn't. I actually lived in the real world. I did for about 6 months.
Well, no.
And then I decided I didn't want to be poor. I didn't want to be poor for another 3 years. And I didn't have rich parents who could keep me at university. I couldn't afford to be that self-indulgent in my life.
Well, look, you learn a lot of stuff at university, which obviously that you're not you're learning in the real world.
I learned a lot in the Radio Windy newsroom, mate.
Look, see, and that's just news. And I think you'll find that the media is quite often can be quite biased.
I agree, Kella.
Right.
It's biased to the
In
left.
favour of the right.
Oh, rubbish.
No, that's not rubbish. When has the media ever said something that's not negative or positive about the Green Party?
Oh, God. They cover school strike for climate change like it's the second coming of Jesus H. Christ, Kella.
Oh, well, that's not political. That's what.
Oh,
you call
that
a
is
good cause.
political.
It's actually fighting for something. It's not political.
Yes, it is.
Caring about the planet is not political.
I care about the planet, but I'm not prepared to say the planet's dying when it's not.
You deny climate change. That's not caring about the planet.
We have weather every morning on the platform. We repeat it even. That's climate change.
So why are you pushing people like Ian Wishart?
I'm not pushing Ian Wishart. Ian Wishart's a good reporter who comes up with facts.
There's an article. I think it's on the Huffington Post, and it actually debunks a lot of the stuff that what Ian Wishart says.
Why? Well, Ian Wishart doesn't say anything. He just goes back through our historical records and say these aren't extreme weather events in the context of New Zealand history.
I think you'll find he's just twisting data to support his narrative.
Oh, and the other side don't do that? But I'm saying he's not twisting data. I'm saying his stuff's pretty straightforward. I'm saying what Nee would do, you could drive a truck through, Kella.
No, absolutely.
Even an electrically powered truck.
Scientists that agree that climate change is real, and it's the biggest threat that's facing us as a civilization at the moment.
Rubbish, Kella.
And I think you'll find that
rubbish, Kella. Wokeness is the biggest threat facing us, my friend. People like you. What I love about you, Kella, is you are only 20. Eventually, you're going to have sex with someone, whether it be a man or a woman. Eventually, you are going to live in the real world. You're going to have to get a job, maybe pay for a flat. Eventually, your parents will stop paying for you. And I just have a feeling deep down in my soul when I talk to you that actually there's a decent, rational, productive member of society sitting there just waiting to blossom once you get through this woke, self-serving, virtue signalling period in your life.
Sean, you couldn't be more wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
So there is no hope for you. What I'm saying, I'm holding out a lifeline, Kella, saying things could work out for you, mate, and I'm hoping they do.
I think, Sean, that you just need to listen to some different opinions, and I think you need to stop poo-pooing what I'm saying, because there's actually, I would say, a lot of truth in a lot of the issues that I raise.
I'd say, Kella, you feel an incredible desire to be on the right side of history.
Well, I am actually on the right side of it. Caring about the planet, caring about our most vulnerable communities, that is being on the right side of history, Sean.
You know what the most vulnerable community in New Zealand at the moment is? Truth. The community of people who believe in the truth, and that's what I represent.
I believe in the truth. I believe in the truth, not the right wing.
Everything's left wing and right wing, Kella, isn't it? Everything's left wing and right wing, isn't it?
Well, our politics are being affected by Nazis every day.
Oh, come on. Where are the Nazis? You name me one Nazi in New Zealand who has any effect.
All you have to do, Go on social media. They're everywhere. Go on social media.
Rubbish.
Go on the
You've been
internet.
reading.
They're everywhere.
See, Kella,
They're
I'm
poisoning.
wondering now if you're
They're
just a
poisoning
parody of a wokie.
They're poisoning. Okay. Go on the comment section of just about every single news article, and you see them. You see the kind of stuff that they comment.
No, you don't, Kella.
I do.
You
I
see
see it.
stuff
I
that
see
you
it.
might disagree with, and that sends you into conniptions because you're a baby.
I disagree with it. I disagree with it because it's wrong.
No, Kella, you disagree with it because it's not your view, mate. And it's not wrong. It's just not your right. Oh, he hung up. Kella hung up. But that was really fun.